Greetings to all of you at Mandarin United Methodist Church and Longleaf Church. My name is Britt Gilmore.
And I'm Alison.
We are looking forward, along with our children, Ellie, Emily, and Jake, to joining you later this year. Now, although I'm originally from Florida, we have been living for the past decade here in Belfast in Northern Ireland, so we have a long journey ahead before we can be with you in September. But on this announcement Sunday, we were invited to make a short video as an introduction. My family moved to Orlando when I was 10 years old, and it was there that I was nurtured in faith, both at home and also in the context of the church. I studied mechanical engineering in college and went to work for Caterpillar as a research engineer for a couple of years before I was drawn to explore Christian ministry as a vocation. And it was through a partnership in my home church, St. Luke's United Methodist Church, that I ended up here in Belfast as a youth worker at East Belfast Mission for a couple of years. It was during that time that Alison and I met. She is from Northern Ireland, and we met here just at the time that I was beginning to make plans to return to the United States and begin seminary at Duke Divinity School. So we started dating, but then had largely a transatlantic courtship, after which we were married, and Alison made the leap across the ocean, leaving family and her role as in college ministry to join me in North Carolina. It was in those years at Duke that our daughter Ellie was born. And then when she was quite young, we moved down to Orlando, where I was appointed as the associate pastor of First United Methodist Church there. We were there for 6 years. Emily was born during that time, and the senior pastor I worked with was Reverend Dr. Gary Spencer, whom I believe you've gotten to know over this past year. It was a privilege to work with him, a senior pastor who really listened to me as a young associate. And I also saw the way that Gary valued the contributions and the gifts of each person for the benefit of the church.
So 10 years ago, we had the chance to return to Northern Ireland and to work at East Belfast Mission, Britt as a pastor of the congregation and myself as a mental health therapist. That summer that we moved, I was also 30 weeks pregnant, so it was a very overwhelming year of transition, and our son Jake was born that October. But it's been a tremendous privilege for us to work at East Belfast Mission, a place that has experienced tremendous deprivation, unemployment and huge mental health challenges, and it's just been an incredible experience for us to work alongside that community there.
Actually, during that time, we were also mission partners of the United Methodist Church. And in that role, we got to meet other people working with global ministries, people serving in a variety of places, from Jerusalem to Moscow to Afghanistan. So that was an incredible experience as well. Yeah. In 2015, it was felt my role at EBM was drawing to a close, and I was appointed here to Knock Methodist Church, which is only 2 miles away from the mission, but also in a very different context of society. We're at the crossroads of a busy intersection in the suburbs of East Belfast, and the congregation is relatively affluent. There are a variety of activities for all ages at the church, and a long tradition of liturgical worship, and also a care and passion for supporting outreach work and mission work. We were not expecting to leave Belfast this year. The call from the bishop came as a surprise to us early in 2021. And so, as you might imagine, packing up our life here after a decade has a range of emotions for us. There's sadness and partings as we say goodbye to people from the church, from the mission, friends, and also family members. And though Florida is my home and America is not a new place for Alison, but we also have a lot of unknowns as we journey to a new city and a new place. And some of that we feel nervous about. But stepping outside of our own family's experience, there is a lot of uncertainty in our world today, and indeed in the church, about what the future might bring. I suppose as an example, there's the large disruption that's happened in all of our lives with the pandemic, and we may not be completely sure just how much that's changed us as we begin to transition out of that. There's some verses from the book of Proverbs that have been meaningful to us through the years. The Message translation says, "Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen to God in everything you do, everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track." So we look forward to joining you, to meeting you at Mandarin and Longleaf churches, and look forward to joining the work of God, the way that God is active in the churches and in the community there. And until then, may God's peace be with you.
God bless.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.